Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be showing you how you can use XLOOKUP and how that differs from the VLOOKUP and the index match function. So here we have a simple set of data, and generally with XLOOKUPs, VLOOKUPs, things like that, you're going to be dealing with large sets of information. But in this case, just to keep it simple, we have a small list of, let's just say these are names of employees, their age, and their salary, right? So let's say that we want to look up a certain value. Let's say in this case we want to look up Doug. And we want to know how much Doug makes. And then obviously looking here, we can see that Doug makes $90,000. And basically XLOOKUP is the predecessor to VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. It's kind of a better, improved lookup function. So basically there's three requirements for this formula to work successfully. You need the lookup value. In this case it will be Doug. And then we need the lookup array, which is the array in which we're looking for Doug. So in this case, it's going to be this set right here. And then we're going to want the return array, which is going to give us the value that we want based off what's being looked up. So in this case, we want this salary array right here, right? So then if we hit enter, we can see that that's going to give us 90,000. And if I just format this, that's going to give us $90,000 for the XLOOKUP. Now, there's a couple benefits to the XLOOKUP versus the VLOOKUP and the index match function. And so I'm going to quickly do a VLOOKUP and an index match to get the same result, and you can kind of see the difference in the formula and how easy it is, all right? So we use the VLOOKUP. So we're going to need four requirements for the VLOOKUP. We're going to want our lookup value, which is Doug, our table array, which is the entire set of data, and then our column index, which is going to be column 1, 2, and it'll be column 3. And then we're going to want that to be an exact match, so false, and that's going to give us the same result as well of 90,000. Now with the index match function, I'm going to do the index. We're going to want our array, which is what's going to be displayed, and we want our salary to be displayed, which is going to be this column here. And then we're going to do our match function. Our lookup value is going to be Doug. The lookup array will be here. And then we're going to want an exact match. And that's going to get us the 90,000. So looking at the formulas, VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP, they're pretty similar. The only difference is with the VLOOKUP, you need to add an extra requirement in order to get an exact match. And with index match, the formula is a little bit more complicated because you need to use two formulas in order to find the same answer. But ultimately, the VLOOKUP is the most inferior method of looking things up, because with the VLOOKUP, you have to select the entire array, and you can only search that first column in the array. So there's not a lot of flexibility, and then you have to manually count the rows and put a number in there. So this is kind of the most inferior way to look things up. And then we have the index match, which is essentially the same as the XLOOKUP. The only difference is the XLOOKUP is much simpler to use because you don't need two separate formulas within a formula in order to get the same answer. So the benefits of using the XLOOKUP and the index match function here are that they allow for flexibility. For example, if salary were over here, we could still find that same answer, but our VLOOKUP is not going to give us the correct answer because it's going to be searching this column and it can't display a column behind it, because with VLOOKUPs it's always searching that first column. So essentially an XLOOKUP and an index match get you the same thing. XLOOKUP is just a little bit simpler to use, not requiring two separate formulas, the index and the match, in order to get the same answer. Hopefully you learned a couple of things in this video, especially that you should not be using VLOOKUP, that you should definitely be using XLOOKUP or index match when you're searching for things within data sets. Hope you appreciated this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, smash the like button. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.